So yesterday I run through the opening day or opening weekend results in the Championship. So today I'm going to do the same with League 2, and perhaps at some point this week we'll do League 1 as well. We can make this maybe a regular thing throughout the season. Just keep up to date with all results that are going on. But as for League 2, the opening weekend usually does bring some unexpected results, usually does bring some games that sometimes more one-sided than expected, sometimes some surprise results in there. There's always a few that I think you wouldn't have seen coming. And starting with the early game, one of the two early games actually, which was Newport against Rochdale. Newport, amongst the favourites to go down, a lot of people's favourites to go down. Playing Rochdale, have just come up. Okay, yeah, they've lost a manager, lost a goalkeeper they had on loan, but still come up. Looking in a good place, looking like they're going to have some momentum, but did not get off to a good start at all. And I think we do see it sometimes. A lot of teams do well when they come up from the National League, but it can sometimes take them a little while to adapt, to adjust to the new level of football. And maybe we'll see that with Rochdale here, because they go away to Newport, who, although they've got their problems, they're expected to struggle this season. They have one of the smallest budgets in the AFL. What they are is really experienced in this division. The longest serving team in this division. They've had a fantastic run. And wow, what a game they played on the opening day at home here. They went 1-0 up 18 minutes in, then before half time they were able to follow it up again, making it 2. So establish a comfortable lead before half time. Rochdale then going down to 10 men in the second half really killed any chances of a comeback from Rochdale, and they sealed the win with the 91st minute. Goals to make it 3-0 Newport, and I don't think a lot of people would have seen that coming. Another game that was also quite one-sided was Oldham against Port Vale. Oldham, second season in this league. It's hard to say what they're going to do, but a lot of people thinking maybe playoffs, less as in the second season. Some people less convinced. It's a hard one to call, but based on this first game, they could be on for a very good season. Port Vale coming down, and after coming down, it's always difficult on paper. They definitely should be amongst the playoff positions, you'd think, but again, a tough start here. 0-0 at the break, but in the second half, Oldham really took charge, and it was Kavanagh with 2 goals, a brace to get Oldham a very good, strong home win on the opening day, a clean sheet for them as well. The 3 o'clock games now, we see Barnet get off to a very impressive start. Barnet last season, maybe we'll see a similar thing with Rochdale this season. Last season, Barnet, didn't start off great. Again, it takes a while sometimes for teams to adjust to the higher level, but once some of these teams from the National League that come up with some momentum, some money to spend, usually when they come up, eventually when they get going, they look very, very strong. And Barnet just missed out on the playoffs last season after a really good end to the season. Coming into this season, they're certainly looking like at least a playoff team this time around, I have to say. And based on this first game, I think that would back it up. It's a very fast start for them, getting themselves 1-0 up, 2 up before the break, but it ended up going 3 up, and Salford obviously lost the playoff final for 3-0. So being 3-0 down again here at Barnet on the opening day was not a very good start. Salford, a lot of people's promotion favourites, definitely a team that I would have said would be top 3 this time round. Good business. Langstaff in particular, what a signing that is, but nothing for them on the opening day. They score in the 90th minute was only a consolation in a 3-1 defeat. Not a great start for them, but fantastic start for Barnet. Grimsby against Exeter now. Grimsby was able to get a 1-0 win. Now, because of incidents this weekend, there's a lot of people calling for VAR in the EFL, which is obviously very controversial because it does feel like it could ruin a lot of games, but equally you can see where these people are coming from because of some of the decisions that have been made this weekend. The Norwich and West Brom incident in that game, but also this one was interesting as well. Grimsby ended up not mattering because they ended up scoring, but there was a shot that clearly crossed the line. No goal on technology. Somehow the referee didn't see it cross the line. It wasn't given as a goal, but luckily they did end up scoring on the follow-up. Grimsby put themselves 1-0 up. They started with a strong home sort of defensive play, to shut Exeter out, clean sheet. Very good on that front. To be honest, Exeter's goalkeeper kept them in the game really. After coming down, a lot of people would think this could be a tough year for Exeter, and you can see why. The goalkeeper, from what I saw, a lot of the highlights on the highlight show, it looked like the goalkeeper had a fantastic game, kept him in it, really. But Grimsby, I think, have got a very good chance of going up this time round. Very unlucky last season, to be honest, missed out in that playoff semi-final right at the end. Gillingham again, are they going to have a tough season? It's looking like they're not going to do as well as expected again, maybe. They played a Walsall side that took a step backwards last season, but have got to a fantastic start this season. It took them a while, all the goals coming in the final 10 after the 80th minute, but they ended up getting a 3-0 win at Gillingham, which was really poor from Gillingham. Really disappointed with them. Again, I really like Gareth Ainsworth as the manager, but I don't know what's going on there. They not seem to be doing as well as expected. They never seem to perform as well as expected for the last few seasons. Gareth Ainsworth, the players don't really seem to be performing for him. I'm not sure what's going on at Gillingham at the moment, to be honest. Chesterfield at home to Fleetwood. Fleetwood, Ched Evans, very experienced player, very good player for this level, gets some 1-0 up, 35 minutes in. And again, like the semi-final, where they didn't score over the two legs, Chesterfield again failed to score. Definitely going in as one of the teams that's definitely in that promotion discussion again. Definitely got a very good chance, I would feel, but not the best of starts. And Fleetwood, how are they going to do this time around? Definitely a team I would have said mid-table. Whether it'll be the higher mid-table or the lower mid-table, whether they can make a serious push. Only time will tell with that. Consistency has been an issue for the last season, but we'll see. Accrington against Colchester was a good game. Accrington Stanley did go behind, but hit back really quickly. And then to get themselves in front before half-time, Catton with both goals. Colchester, they did get the equaliser in the second half, and that was ended a 2-2 draw at Accrington Stanley there. Decent game, both teams putting on a decent attacking display. It's hard to tell how either side's going to do based on that one performance, but we definitely see that both teams do have some quality for sure. We had, what other results we got here? So we had a 0-0 between Northampton and Swindon. Swindon, you would worry for a bit. I know Ian Holloway is not overly happy with the fact that he wanted more players brought in. That doesn't seem to be happening. Will we stay this season? I'm not sure. There is reports that he might not. Northampton, after coming down, it's really hard to work out how they're going to do. I definitely think they could be up there, but I definitely also think they could go the other way as well. It's really hard to say at this moment. Swindon last season really threw the playoff place away at the end of the season. They was in the promotion race the whole season, really let it slip badly at the end. Coming into this season, you would worry for them a bit, but it's hard to say much about either side. They're a 0-0 draw. It'll be interesting to see how both get on next week, to be honest. Crawley against Crewe ended up becoming a really chaotic game because nothing happened in that, nothing to report in the first half. But in the second half, we see Crawley go down to 9 men. Two sending offs in fairly quick succession as well, within 15 minutes of one another. Late winner for Crewe, and then they had someone sent off after that as well. So absolute madness. But Crewe eventually taken advantage of having the extra men on the field, but they really created a game of football. Really, it wasn't it. York against Bristol Rovers. Now York do like a comeback, and they did that in this game. Bristol Rovers were 1 up at the break. Bristol Rovers would have been my pick to win this league this season. I think a lot of people would definitely have them in their top 3. But York were hit back in the second half, and then they follow up with another goal quite quickly. We've seen it in the National League. Once York gets the momentum going, they can be incredibly hard to play against. But that said, they get the penalty again, Bristol Rovers. But again, they let it slip, and it's a shame. I like Bristol Rovers. I want them to come back up. Not the best of starts, but York, after coming up, we know sometimes for National League teams it's hard to adjust. It's hard to win the opening game. But York, very, very impressive there on the opening day, coming from behind as well, playing their football, scoring 3 goals as well. It was a good performance. And a big start, a real statement win actually against one of the favourites. Tranmere against Shrewsbury. I thought this would be a bit closer than this. Both teams, I would think both teams would maybe be alright, but I think both teams, there's definitely potential there. They could struggle. I think based on last season, Shrewsbury don't seem to score many goals, and that was definitely the case here. They were second best here at Tranmere. I have to say Tranmere will have a better season. It's hard to say. It was a good start though, good home win to start off with. A goal in either half to get them a 2-0 win, a clean sheet there as well. Again, hard to say too much about either side from the one game, but Shrewsbury, bit of a worry, I'd say, if I'm being perfectly honest. Finally now, Cheltenham against Rotherham. Cheltenham, since coming down, we know they've got some problems. We know that they've not been able to get going again after coming down. Will they be able to do that this time round? They started with a home win here. Could it be another struggle this season? Of course, they only just avoided relegation last season. They got a bit of a run together in the end and pulled clear. There was moments it looked like they were going to go down though. But they start with a good win. But Rotherham, though, the thing is with Rotherham, after coming down, they're definitely a team that I think could be challenging to go back up. I think the issue is it's been such a the window's been crazy. There's been so many players like coming and going. They've a completely new team. Will it gel? Will it gel quick enough for them to do what they need to this season? I mean, I think with Rotherham it could be a case that it takes time, and it could be a case that they improve as the season goes on. There could be a team, I think, that grows into the season. I know some people think they'll do a bit better. Some people are a bit more worried for them. They're one of those teams that I think no one really knows where to predict this season. I definitely think they've got, if things gel, if things click, playoff place is definitely a possibility. But it can go the other way as well. We know we've seen it with a lot of teams that have come down, just not been able to. Sometimes it can go very wrong. You think Carlisle come down back to back, same with Forest Green as well, and it can happen. But I don't think that will happen at Rotherham. But it just shows you the relegation from League 1 to League 2 seems to be a really tough one for a lot of teams. It seems to be very, very hard to go straight back up. It doesn't seem to happen that often, and usually of the 4 teams that come down, there's at least 2 of them that really do seem to struggle. Like Crawley last season nearly went down again. You can think of so many examples where this has happened. It seems to be a really tough relegation to recover from. Maybe that's because of financial reasons. A lot of players coming and going as well. Completely new team going into the new season as well. It's never really played together before. But Cheltenham, they start with the win though, home to Rotherham. They were 1 up at the break. They do hit back Rotherham, but eventually they get themselves the winner, 71st minute winner for Cheltenham there on the opening day. And they start with a home win, 2-1. And again, they're another 2 sides that I think it's definitely be interesting to see how they get on next weekend. I would say so. That's how the opening day looked. 2 of the games ended draws. The other 10, there was a winner either way. Certainly some impressive performances. The teams that I would say are most impressive, I think Walsall, I think Newport. I have to say Newport, fantastic, and I definitely will say Barnet as well. Barnet really, really impressed me as well. York, I think they're the teams that really, and actually Grimsby as well. I'd say clean sheet and a win on the opening day. Exeter's goalkeeper really kept him in the game. I thought they constantly had him under pressure and played very well. The worst performances, I think you could just basically flip it round the other way, the other end of those results. Gillingham, Rochdale and Shrewsbury. Rochdale I wouldn't be so worried for, because I think after coming up sometimes it can take time to adapt, as I've said. But the 2 sides I would really worry for after that opening day are Gillingham and Shrewsbury. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the opening day of League 2 there, and then perhaps tomorrow we'll do League 1.